Good morning, Fix-It employees. Last episode, we made cooling frames, and we're making cooling frames. We need those for particle acceleration for the next tech, and we also need fused modular framolas. Let's go do those two things while we still continue figuring out how we're gonna build our space elevator parts, and maybe start getting into magnetic field generators as well. But we know we need some turbo motors, and we know we need some fused frames, so let's get into it. All right, peace. Here we go. Okay, let's see, where are we at? Alright, so we need some turbo motors, and we need some fused frames. Fused frames is a really, really simple and easy recipe, which is good. A lot of these things get a little more complex as you go down their trees. I believe right here we have some modular frames, heavy modular frames rather. So as we've been doing, we're just going to bring it out to here, bring it up, and bring it over. Oh. Some all-flat sheets. And I think we should have some. Yeah. Need a fair amount of these, but one production blender should suffice for just getting to endgame at least. If you were trying to, build really big, complicated projects, maybe you would need more. All right, so let's go over here, build ourselves some space. We're gonna be out of rubber and concrete. Oh good, my malware's byte scan is done, so everyone can see that. Okay, a little slow on cable, to be expected. Still a little slow on frames, it's fine. And we are getting close to, so this copper ore that's like right over here was kind of far from our base, but our base is getting bigger, so it's actually getting closer. There's some copper down here. Although I think we'll end up using the copper node nearest to us for copper powder, since we're not using it for anything else. And we'll slap maybe some MK3 miners down on some of these other nodes that we're running low on, like, there's a few ways we can do it. We can either shard it up and go that route, or we can, alright. Let's just do one of these for now. And you want some nitrogen gas. You're gonna get it. All right. Got some gas in the pump. And just like we do. Alright, in you go. And we need some all-clad aluminum casings. Not all-clad, just aluminum casings. Got sheets down there, casings over here. And we still have quite a bit of casings. That's another thing I tend to run out of. I usually start by just making 2 constructors worth of them, because you don't really need them when you first get into this phase, but then you start needing them for more and more pieces. Alright, so now we should have some fused frames going. And these, could be wrong, but they don't really build much besides nuclear pasta, is my feeling. Could be wrong about that. Let's see. Fused modular frame. Yeah, for the thermal propulsion rocket. Alright, cool. So we got these making. Awesome. Alright, let's go back and build out our base a little bit more. Now we need turbo motors and modular motors, yeah. Looks like our concrete production is just about keeping up. Our plastic production is doing great. Let me make sure our circuit board production looks like it's doing all right. Let's see. Yeah, hasn't really changed much. And for this one, I know we're going to need to get motors out. And our motor production looks all right. I actually don't know how the motor production is. I haven't used them in a while. Okay. Alright, let's get back on our manufacturers. I'm gonna leave a little room besides the blenders. I always do that. Because pipe logistics are a little bit more complicated than belt logistics, and you might end up needing some extra space. Okay, let's have you be turbo motors. There's our rubber right there. We need that. We should have enough rubber because we've been sinking it, so I would like to think that we have enough to be making all this stuff. And if not... Alright, I'm also going to bring down rips and rotors. We need those for smart plating for the modular engine. So I think our rotors are down here. Let's see how we're doing on these. Okay, we're full. Good. And if it seems like a lot of belt work, you know, it is. And one thing that's cool is that this suits itself to expanding quite a bit, because, you know, you just add more platforms on the belt. Although if you made this bus long enough, you would have to start doing some load balancing at the end. Because what I mean by that is your belts, let's say you have 780 concrete coming in, you're using every bit of it, and then you add on more. Well, the concrete's never going to make it to the end of the line unless it has a source somewhere else, right? Because if you have 780 on your belt and it's all being used, then presumably things are going to start starving. So if you did want to make this base scale indefinitely, then all you would do is, okay, figure out the resources you need. Let's say it was concrete. Put a hopper up here, go get your concrete over here, and then just belt it underneath all the things until you hit your concrete node where it's slowing down. And you just add more to the bus. You don't have to worry about it going through the whole build, because presumably, if you were out of concrete because you're using all of it, then all of those previous nodes will be, you know, fulfilled. Kind of like to put my power poles in between, like, my two manufacturers where I know belts aren't really going to go. So right here, but we missed it. It's all right. All right, you want cooling systems. I think we're going to steal these from over here. Oh, that's right. We already, I forgot we put our turbo motor here last night. That's fine. And I totally forgot we already built this out. Well, whatever. Can't hurt to have more. this was for turbo motors. Yeah. Alright, Ingo motors, and I think it was remote control units. I don't think we've brought out the RC units yet. Yeah, they're here. One thing I like about doing a build like this is that it really, I think, single-handedly defeats analysis paralysis, right? Because how can you can't be paralyzed with like logistics and how do I get this over here, because it's all right here. So there's really no and then if you notice you don't have enough of something, you just go get more. I'd also like to bring attention to the fact that we have not sunk anything on our sushi belt. So we're basically using everything that we're producing without any serious overflow. Granted, that's because I've done this playstyle before and I kind of have an idea of what I need. I have an idea of what I'm going to run out of first. And, you know, kind of building things accordingly like when I started. But it pretty much holds true the whole time. You know, add more stuff over here equals more stuff over here. It's really pretty simple. I realize we are running out of shards and stuff. I think we have mats to do that. Alright, so we need smart plating here. So we're going to do a little thing. We don't need much smart plating. I guess we could maybe do it here. Let's see if that... Yeah, that works. Okay, I like that. And then you want motors as well, right? These are going to be for our rips and rotors. It's like... You know, like, yeah, I know I need some rips right now, but I also know I haven't used much this game, just for, I think, one crystal oscillator. So I'm not worried I'm going to be out of it. And if I ever do start to feel like, oh crap, I'm running out of this, just go make some more rips, no biggie. That's what I personally like about this type of build, is that I feel like one of the big things you hear from people who are like, what do I do now, is because of a tendency maybe to try to build factories for everything. And when you do that, I feel like you're almost always going to have a huge surplus of some things that you'll have in really steady supply. Like, oh, you go and make a, you know, a big computer factory or something like that that produces 10 computers a minute. Well, great. That's awesome. I mean, seriously, it is awesome. But what are you doing in the meantime to, you know, build your turbo motors and stuff too? And I think a build like this, and the reason it can be fairly fast is because, you know, your only factory is here. You know, there's no like, oh, why is this slow, or why aren't these being made, or why aren't these, you know, computers showing up that I think I'm making, and figuring out, you know, there's a flaw in it, you know, somewhere halfway across the map. Everything's right here. So if you have a problem, you're going to know it right away. Of course, people have been doing this for years in Satisfactory, making, you know, quote unquote, mega factories or whatever. All right. So we need 50 turbo motors. We have 6. I think a lot of that is due to the fact that we need to do some slooping up. We got you slooped. Yeah. Oh, we do have 2 crystal oscillators going. You're slooped. No reason for you to be slooped. Okay, and I'm gonna take one of these. Alright, we're gonna make some slugs and stuff like that we need. Power is well under consumption. Okay, great. Once we get some of this production going, we'll find ourselves at a point where we don't have a ton to do for a while in terms of, like, you know, building out and whatnot. And during that time, we will probably get those turbo motors going. These going, and we need to get this going. Honestly, these should be slooped. Okay, that one is not slooped, sharded. Alright, and then let's take a look at our fused nitrogen frames. I think that'll probably be the last thing that finishes building for particle enrichment. All right. Let's see. Adaptive control units, I think, get turned into assembly directors. Yes. Alright, so this one's going to be a little trickier to make because we need to make stators to make adaptive wiring. all of which we're pretty low on right now in terms of parts. So that's going to be, let's just do this. All right, so let's say statters go in here. Cable comes in here. This is going to be automated wiring, and it makes 2.5 a minute, and we want 5 a minute. 10 a minute. Alright, so I think we're going to need 2 of these. So we're going to do this slightly differently. That's going to be where our statters come in. That'll be where the cable comes in. Okay, automatic wiring, automatic wiring. Splitter. Oops. One, two. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then for this, we want statters and cable. And how many statters do you want? 2.5. But we're going to, this is going to be 5, so we need to double this. Okay. So that's going to be 5 per minute, feeds both of those, and it wants 5 statters per minute. Alright, that's going to be our statter. Cable's coming way, way back from here. Oh yeah. Oops. Okay, so these are going to be stators. I'm actually not totally sure how you say that, I'll be honest. Alright, and that's going to want... Aluminum casing is getting a little slow. That's going to want pipes. Need copper. We'll go do that again pretty soon. pipes at? The reason we're doing this and not pulling from the base is because I know that I'm not making a ton of stators. We checked last episode, and the motors are basically waiting on the stators, so I know I'm going to have to build them here. And if I'm being honest, I don't know that building them right here is the best thing in the world, but I think it should be okay. We're at least going to mess with it. And if we gotta move it, we gotta move it. Okay. Okay, pipes are going in, and then we need wire, which I don't think we've built with yet, so we're gonna have to build that across. We need cable, but cable, we are sucking air right now. We definitely need some more. I'm gonna guess this is wire. Okay, so now we got stators going. Okay, stators, great. Now we're gonna need some cable, which we don't have. So we're gonna have to build some cable out. Actually, where is the cable? Cable way back here, I think. We're gonna need circuit boards too. Okay. There's our cable trickling in ever so slowly. And that's the cable we want. Okay, we'll start getting some cable trickling in now. Okay. We'll give it a little kickstart. Now, these things need a lot of cable though, so that is not going to cut it. Okay, then back over here. Yeah. We're gonna have to be a little creative here. I just want to get one of those humming. Actually, let's see where we're at with our turbo motors. Alright, I've got 50 of those. Perfect. And coolant. Give me those. What about those fused modular frames? Where are those? Still waiting on those. More sheets. Let's see if we can get one of these adaptive circuit guys working. You know, it's always like just build some. You know, even if it's not what you want to be at, just build some. Always build some. Alright, so we're gonna have to shift this all over. 1, 2. This over also. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that's gonna be for computers. Not that far away. Okay. That is what you wanted, right? Yep, HMFs. And then computers. I'm pretty sure computers are going to be slow. But again, we don't need a ton of these. We need like 200 or something for phase 4 at least. Conveniently, I have some no, you know what, we can't do that. We need cable to build. Sorry. Okay, you'll be waiting on the automated wiring. Did I not split this or something? How come you haven't gotten any automated wiring? That's alright. Guessing slow on casing. Yeah, that's what it is. Alright. So, fused frames. A few more. Alright, well, I think I'm going to do just a short episode. So, we started building out some more stuff. Our power management is fine. We're not even close. We need to start figuring out, let's see, can we build a drone port? We need some high-speed connectors. And I think I saw some floating around. I don't think we have a ton. Yeah, here they are. Making supercomputers. So we'll steal some of these while you guys are being slow. Alright. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a little drone port over here by our original copper base and start flying copper over to our aluminum factory. We'll do that in the next episode. And then we'll start building out some cable. Obviously, we're sucking air on cable a little bit. And should be ready to get into particle enrichment, where we're going to need a whole lot of copper powder. Alright. And with that, goodbye, train. Good luck. Godspeed. And with that, let's save it. See where we're at. Just over 25 hours. 25 and a half hours. Hopefully right on pace. Alright, Space Cat out. Bye-bye.